Hey guys, AuspiciousAussie here, and welcome to episode 41 of the San Marino Challenge. Now, today's episode is going to be against Fiorentina. But first of all, if you look at the league table, as you can see, we're currently in first position. Now, I don't really know how this has happened, apart from the fact that we've had two really good unbeaten runs. And as you can see, we've only lost 3 games in Serie A all season, which I think is pretty incredible considering, well, for starters, the other teams that are around us, Napoli, Juventus, Inter, AC Milan, even Roma, they're all really, really good teams. Now, the only thing you can really say about these teams as to why they're not doing so well, some of them have sold their best players recently in the last 2 seasons. I've noticed that a lot of Inter and AC Milan's players have left for teams in the EPL, so it's probably one of the reasons as to why they're a little bit lower down in the table at the moment, and sort of, while they've been weakening their sides as such, we've been strengthening since we've been promoted. And we find ourselves in first position. Now, I mean, we're only 1 point ahead of Napoli at the moment, who, Napoli have actually looked really strong this season as well. Can we hold on to first position? I don't know. I'm not expecting any miracles. The fact that we're first right now, I think, is just crazy to begin with. As you can see, our sort of league progression, over the course of the season, we've steadily just increased up until now, essentially, or till a few weeks ago, where we sort of finally hit first. We stayed there for a little bit and then dipped back down and came back up. So, yeah, it's pretty interesting. Now, let's get into the fixtures. Of course, the previous episode, just up here, was the Swallow. The 1-0 victory was pretty impressive. Well, actually, it wasn't really that impressive because, of course, we only won 1-0 through a Ribeiro goal. We did, however, bounce back. We did impress in the next game with a 4-0 victory over Brescia. As you can see, Vitek, Antonio managed to get 2 goals, and then we also had Forte with a penalty. But yeah, 2 of their players did actually get sent off in that game, so sort of the reason why we were able to dispatch them away with a 4-0 victory. Then came the Europa League first knockout round. And of course, I was talking about this in the previous episode, the fact that Feyenoord was probably going to be a winnable game, or a winnable tie. And yeah, we drew the first game away from home, 1-1. As you can see, they scored a penalty in the 48th minute. And then Chan Palat managed to get the equaliser in the 90th. And I thought, okay, it's a draw away from home. We got the away goal. It's not too bad. A week later, in the home game, we managed to lose 2-0. Really, really disappointing stuff. This guy, Marcelino Biao, who's a Dutch/Brazilian regen. I mean, he looks really good. He's a wonder kid, so fair play for him scoring 2 goals against us. But yeah, it was safe to say that I was absolutely livid after this game. Losing 2-0, I mean, we can beat teams like Roma, Napoli, we can beat these types of teams in the league, but yet we're going to lose 2-0 to Feyenoord, who I don't think are actually that good. I would rate half the teams in Serie A, higher than them. Albeit we lost, we got knocked out of the Europa League in the first knockout round. Things went from bad to worse after that because we drew against Empoli, who I believe at the time were like 16th or 17th. As you can see, Chan Palat got sent off with a straight red card 4 minutes in. We then got a goal through Thiago Ribeiro in the 14th, but they did get an equaliser in the 68th minute through Capone. We did bounce back in the next game away from home to Roma. As you can see, they've been scoring through Mpasi in the 3rd minute. We then got one back just before half-time through Forte. They then went 2-1 up through Cortinovas in the 69th minute. And then Forte once again getting another equaliser in the 78th. And I thought it was going to go for a draw, but as you can see, Chain Nunnally in the 84th minute coming up with a pretty late winner for us. We then lost the next game away from home to Milan, AC Milan this time. As you can see, we didn't really play too well. pretty much all the players were on yellow cards. The only player that played well was Forte, who did get the only goal for us in this game. The next game, we did bounce back with a 5-0 victory, pretty emphatic. Ribeiro opened the scoring. Champalat managed to get himself a hat-trick with a penalty included there. And Cizek, or Cizek, we'll go with Cizek. I always change it I pretty much say both pronunciations each episode. But yeah, Cizek, I believe, is the correct pronunciation. I did actually look it up, and Lubos Cizek is how you pronounce it. The next game was a 1-0 victory over Bologna. Conforti with the only goal in this game. Following that, we versed Cagliari, and it was a 7-goal thriller. As you can see, we managed to beat them 4-3. But yeah, 2 of their goals came in literally the last 2 minutes of the game. They got a 93rd minute goal and a 94th minute goal, which made it very, very nerve-wracking, considering we were 4-1 up at the time before they scored their second goal. And goal scorers in that one were Ribeiro, Cizek, and Champalat with a brace. We then managed a 1-1 draw with Lazio. Forte on the score sheet for us there. As you can see, they had a player sent off, and then they scored a 91st minute equaliser through Luis Alberto. And the final game just played, which I was going to make this the episode. However, I accidentally clicked advanced into the game. And I thought, well, I can either, close the game and go back to my last save point, which I don't really know when it was. It was probably before the Lazio game. So I could have done that, but I decided to just play through it. It would have been a really good episode because we beat Juventus away from home 2-0. Champalat and Forte on the score sheet. But yeah, I didn't really want to go back before the Lazio game. I probably should have saved the game before I started advancing, which would have been the smart thing to do, but yeah. Obviously, I'm not that smart. Anyway, today's game, like I said, against Fiorentina. We do only have a few games left, actually. As you can see, after this game today, we've got Inter, Torino, Sampdoria, Atalanta, and then, of course, the next episode will be Salernitana, which will also be the end-of-season review. And who knows? We might win Serie A. We'll probably choke it. That's all good. I don't really mind. Top 4 was sort of my personal goal of what I wanted, but I think top 6 was the minimum sort of expectation I put on this season. So yeah, let's get into today's lineup. As you can see, in goals, going to go with Varson, right back Conforti, Mbeso and Scarby will be the 2 centre-backs today. Ermacora at the left-back position. I'm going to go with Nunnally on the right wing, Forte on the left wing. Manafo, I think, will have to start as our defensive midfielder today. Toscano's out with a suspension. So he'll start in the defensive midfielder position, and in front of him will be Ribeiro and Sabanda as the 2 centre mids. Up front, we're going to go with Champalat as always. 17 goals for him. Forte also tied on 17 goals so far this season. So a really, really good outlay from both of those players. The bench today is going to be Pavoni, Stefano Leo, Carlos Antonio, Gil Petrovic. I still don't really know how to pronounce his name. We'll go with Petrocevic. Or Sevic. Petrosevic. Yeah, Petrosevic sounds a lot better. Yeah, Petrosevic, Ambro, Foliados, Cesar, Cizek, and Barossi. Actually, looking at this, I think I might want to play Cizek. Yeah, we're definitely going to do that. Okay, so Sabanda will be dropped to the bench. Cizek, of course, he's come up with a lot of goals recently. Just looking over the fixtures recently. I'm going to tell the boys I fully expect them to keep the run going. Hopefully that'll get us a decent result here today. Fiorentina, I think they're in 15th place. They've sort of dropped off. I personally believe, well, they are in real life a fairly decent team. They're sort of always trying to challenge for like the Europa League spots and stuff like that. And Bilal has scored the opening goal of the game in the 8th minute. Okay, we're 1-0 down. Not looking too good. And yeah, I'm slightly worried. That was a really cheap goal to give away. As Mbeso picks up a yellow card. Yeah, interesting. I wasn't expecting us to start that way. And Ribeiro's now also picked up a yellow card, as well as Forte. I guess it's going to be one of those games where everybody picks up a yellow card, and they have just scored another goal. Benassi. I believe that was off the corner. Let's actually go back and have a look at that, because I was making a substitution. So that's Forte's yellow card. Let me fast forward that a bit. No? Okay. So I guess it was a free kick from Forte's tackle. Oh, that's an absolute scramble. Yeah, that's pretty annoying, not gonna lie. We're 2-0 down. Honestly, I don't know what's happening. Our form has been so good recently. And we're coming off a win over Juventus. Come on, boys. Champlat shoots over the bar. And the whole team just looks unmotivated, I guess. It says their body language is motivated. But with the performance so far today, yeah, not so much. Not so much. Another free kick. Bilal, Çalhanoğlu. And that could have been a third goal for them. As we go into half-time, they've had 2 shots on target and they've scored a goal from both of them. So, yeah, Football Manager at its finest, I guess. Now I really wish that I had recorded the Juventus game. Forte gets tackled pretty hardly. This probably won't be... Ooh. Cizek with a nice little shot there, but yeah, those highlights off the kickoff don't usually result in goals. And I think we're going to make some subs here. Don't want to leave it too late. We're going to leave Champlat on. I know he's on a really low rating. We're going to bring Leo on for Mbeso. Antonio on for Conforti. Who else? Cizek. Yeah. Cizek on for... Sorry. Cizek off for Sabanda. Triple sub. I mean, I got it out pretty early. We'll see what happens. Ribeiro, Champlat, Sabanda. Sabanda, get in, son. He's only been on the pitch for 4 minutes. All right, come on, boys. Let's go. Let's get the comeback rolling. Let's get it rolling. Maybe I'll just encourage them. Hit him with a nice little encourage shout. Let's go. We're on the attack. Sabanda. Carlos Antonio. Sabanda he's looking dangerous. I mean, I know he's only passing the ball there, but with that goal, bit of forward momentum as well. Champlat shoots. Oh, and it hits a crossbar. So unlucky. So unlucky. Can we get it back? No, they clear their lines. Come on, boys. I will tell them to push forward when I get the opportunity. There we go. Come on, lads. Scarby with the ball, all the way back in our own box. Ermacora. Forte. What can we do? Champlat. It's a bit of an odd ball. Nunnally. Champlat, get in there! 2-2. Nunnally with the assist. We've managed to bring it back to 2-2. Now, this second half performance it's exactly what we needed. They haven't had another shot on target for this whole half. The fact that we went 2-0 down... Oh, here we go. Don't do it to me. Oh, I thought that was a penalty. I thought that was a penalty. Oh, wow. What a game. What a game. I think that managerial prowess there by me to make the triple sub in the 55th minute has gotten us a point. I think it has. Of course, bringing Sabanda on, I think he sort of changed the whole midfield dynamic. Obviously, not a great result. We want to be winning these types of games, but it is what it is. That'll probably mean that Napoli will go ahead of us. No. Oh, not yet. Okay, they still have their game in hand, so I expect them to win that, and then I guess we'll drop down a second by 1 point, which is fine. That's fine. However, this next game against Inter is now looking a lot more dangerous, because if we lose to Inter, they'll go to 68 points, 4 points away from us, and that'll put a bit of pressure for sure. And then, of course, Juventus also have a game in hand, and they'll go up to 67 points, probably, if they win their game. So yeah, I mean, the league's looking really, really interesting. And of course, the league, or the season, will finish in about 5 games' time. So that last game against Salernitana, yeah. I really have trouble pronouncing that name. I don't know why, but yeah. Anyways, guys, if you could drop a like on the video, that'd be very much appreciated. And if you aren't subscribed, you should definitely do that. And hopefully that'll keep you up to date with the episodes coming out in the future. Thank you very much for watching, guys, and goodbye.